So I changed the title Mindfulness 24/7. So in that way we can go little deeper in the journey. Running after the world is okay to get wealth, recognition, become an influencer. That people do not understand. No, I have to succeed in Kundalini meditation. No, now I'm in a hurry. Let me practice mindfulness and then succeed. Running after mindfulness will never help. No greed, no anxiety, no duality required. Excitement is not required. Relaxation, calm required. And that is where we start becoming aware of ourselves. I see you. Mind can project anything. The way I see you, it will color the project, it will color my perception. But the moment I want to see who is seeing you, my eyes are seeing you. So eyes become the seer. That I do not require any form of excitement. And then the mind is the seer of the eyes, and then the real self is the seer of the mind. That is the only journey. These glasses are important to correct my vision, but eyes only can see the shape and the form. And if these eyes are excited, nothing happens. And that is what we miss in this journey of self discovery. A continuous listening and learning is required. I don't know, let me know it. So every time you listen and learn, the doubts are removed. You see why it is important? Such a simple example. You know your house, it is 100% sure. But you also know how many ways, which street can help you reach your house. If there is a traffic jam on one side, you can reach by the other. Do you see that? So that's why the listening and learning helps us to find all the possible ways. I'm in stress. No, I know. I'm not worthy of suffering. And then I can find a way. Yeah? Is it that does that make a sense? So you did not understand, so still you say yes. So you see that first step is that I don't know, let me know it. So we know the ways, all the possible ways. The moment you have stress or anxiety, duality or a conflict or a pain or relationship problem, but you are able to see your real home in the midst of all the challenges that we have in our daily personal, professional, social, and the family life. We can pinpoint, that mind. And when we contemplate and reflect, it removes the doubt about my real self. And the practice removes the opposite thoughts about the real self. So now say, pay attention. I use the word practice. So here we are doing non practice. It is not a practice. So the practice is required to remove the doubts in the mind, to remove the opposite thoughts in the mind, and they are the impurities of the mind. So when the impurities are removed, distractions are and the projection is gone, then we don't need to do the practice. We simply receive the knowledge. We need to understand. We need to understand. Are you listening? This is my house. Oh, sorry. You see that? I forgot it because of the distraction. My mind was attending something else. So that is known as the projection. So if there is no projection, there is no impurities, then listening to these principles helps us to be in that state of mindfulness here and now. So then there is a doubt in the mind comes that simply listening to you will help me reach there. Yes, provided your mind is pure and absence of projection. You are a beer guy, so I want to come to your house. So can you give me? So, you have already projected, oh, this beer guy may have such kind of a house. Now that projection is preventing me to see the reality. Apply this in our daily life. You meet someone and you have a projection, it will not work. Then we have to practice. Practice. So let us understand knowledge and practice. Eating gives us a joy. Can you eat 24 by 7? One thing is this. Mind experiences the joy of eating what we like. Clear? Now apply the same principle. Mind says, I get a joy by eating what I like. So whenever you have a stress, eat what you like. But that does not help us to get rid of the stress. It means the first reason, the action part. Action cannot continue 24 by 7. I cannot sit in meditation 24 by 7. But our master says you can be in the state of mindfulness 24 by 7. So where is the conclusion? The practice helps in the beginning, if as long as we are not a seeker. The moment you become a highest level of seeker, drop the practice, live into that awareness, you are there. Pick up anything. Any action cannot continue 24 by 7. I cannot sleep 24 hours. I cannot wake up 24 hours. We challenge it. We challenge and we are excited. We are excited. We have already projected. When we have projected, we have an impurities in the mind. We forget this. Mindfulness state can only be achieved not out of excitement, not by any action. Whether who's that guy, I don't want to say. He says, when I do breathing practice for 10 minutes, I feel that I absorb myself into meditation. Then I said, do 20 minutes so that you can stay in meditation for 2 to 3 hours. Do 1 hour, you can stay there for 5 hours. Do it for 3 hours, you can stay in meditation for 24 hours. Not possible. action. Action. Action is the last manifestation of the mind. Before action, there is a desire. Pay attention, there is a desire. And before desire, there is a knowledge. Without knowledge, I cannot have a desire. If I know this is the mouse, my computer is not work. I cannot work on the computer. So this knowledge of the mouse prompts the mind to have a desire to possess the mouse, and then I act on it. I go to the Best Buy, I buy it, and I use it. Knowledge first, desire second, action third. And this action is always defective. Why it is defective? I perform any action. No, you are in a good mood, and you go to your honey, and honey, you say to your honey, I love you. And the honey mood is different. Ah, that's what you have been saying for the last 10 years. I don't believe. You performed an action with the right intention. Every action is defective. Think of this. Means defective means it can achieve what you have projected, or it cannot achieve what you have projected. Any, all our actions. So when we realize that all our actions are defective, it is prompted by the desire, and the desire is prompted by the knowledge. Do I have the right knowledge of a thing? There you come. Do I have a right knowledge of a thing, of an object? That is why the listening is important. Do I have a right knowledge about what is real self? Who am I? I have heard you hundred of times that I am the real self, but I have a lot of stress. You are gone. You have already projected. See, we need that level of awareness. So why both are working? I have a doubt about the real self is not of the nature of permanent peace and happiness. See that? So then mind says, I am worthy of suffering. So who is preventing you? Continue to suffer. Enjoy suffering. Enjoy suffering. People have that attitude. Sometimes we build up a relationship with people and the things outside, which indicates that now I prove myself that I'm worthy of suffering in my life. Honey, why don't you listen? You have already tried 10 times, but still you are trying 11th time. The honey is not ready to listen. I'm worthy of suffering. 2000 years ago, this master says, pay attention, action, knowledge. What are the results of an action, and what is the result of a knowledge? We can have knowledge of anything. We are addicted to something, the mind runs after, let me have little more knowledge of that thing, because that serves my addiction. Habit, attitude. The master says, Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. I have put that Sanskrit phrase on my logo of the website, Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. vimuktaye. So, by listening and learning, you receive that knowledge aims at liberating you from the suffering. Other knowledge is also there. Knowledge of the mouse, knowledge of the computer, knowledge of society, nation, etc., etc. That knowledge. So, listening and learning, contemplation and reflection helps us to purify the mind. What is that meaning of the purification of the mind? The mind now only wants to receive the knowledge that will help me liberate me from the suffering and awaken to the real self. What about other knowledge? Keep that knowledge. Keep that knowledge because that knowledge gives you expertise, skill sets to do your business, to live an expert professional life. That is also okay. But we have to separate this knowledge clearly. One type of the knowledge gives you one type of realization. So that is why the master speaks that we have to listen, we have to learn until we reach to that state. Same thing applies to an action. We should make a promise to yourself that I will act in my personal, professional, social life that do not promote attachment. You are happy. The secret of happiness is this. Now, I'm okay with, when I go to the couples, and they, during the session, they keep kissing each other. I'm okay with it. I'm not okay by kissing. Are you promoting attachment? Are you getting it? I'm not okay with it. So you are promoting attachment in a session where I'm teaching you detachment. So I'm okay with it. You keep on doing it. What I have to do. But now I observe where your mind is going. Where your mind is going. So any action you live, you think, you speak, and you act, before you should be sure. And what is the secret behind it? How to judge that? How to evaluate that? Such a simple, easy way. Can you guess? Before, during, and after the action, your mind remains calm and poised. There is neither attachment, there is no detachment. Then you keep kissing, listening to me. It doesn't make any difference. Everywhere we miss this point. In every session, it is not about kissing. Its mind is projecting something else while listening. That is the action which does not promote attachment. Real action never promotes attachment. If it promotes attachment, the mind is going to be impure. It will continue to project. It will follow what I like and what is pleasant to me in my personal, professional, social, family life. It prevents me to live in the state of mindfulness 24/7. Tat karma yanna bandhai sa vidya ya vimuktai. Such a beautiful phrase, almost 2000, those who are little interested, it is in Vishnu Puran. Ayasaya param karma vidya Now you see why action should not promote emotional dependence, because if it is promoting attachment, it is emotional dependence. It results into delusion and duality. Then we remember, you know, first time we met 10 years ago, we were soulmate and now we are soulmate. What happens when we act free from emotional dependence and attachment? We purify the mind. That is the another part. Understand this. Very important. You cannot purify, you can purify the mind for 5 to 10 minutes, while breathing, while chanting the mantra. They are okay. But if you do not perform an action free from an attachment, it will not purify the mind. Do whatever you want to do. That is the principle of the Eastern wisdom. So my action should purify the mind. Where, what is that action? My life. I am consciously aware of living my personal, my professional, my social, and family life. That is why I told you in the last session, if you hide your meditation from the family, no, let me meditate and awaken to myself, and then I will talk to one day my honey. The honey will say, you are the craziest guy. I know you. I know you. You see, your action, your behavior, your attitude, your expression, 24 by 7. Honey says you something, can you withdraw yourself? Can you remain calm? Honey says you something, keep quiet. Honey doesn't speak, still keep quiet. I'm just giving one principle. So if you are practicing meditation, hiding, inner honey will take over you. Look at those people, they are crazy people. I'm a meditator. Action has become impure. Your meditation practice has become impure. You see, that is why we don't progress. Now another question comes, that how to perform action, because without action there is no life, especially the human life, personal life, professional life, social life, family life. There is no way. We were talking last time with Stephen and Sam. So he used the word and I liked it, and then I will go into little deeper. Stephen was saying that I step back before I talk to anyone, to my brother and to anyone. A beautiful way, I step back. Step back means that I should know what I'm going to say, what desire I have in the present moment, and then I express. My expression is also an action. My speech is an action. But our master says that I should be able to maintain my awareness that inner honey is not participating in any action. Huh? You already know inner honey, ego. So that how I know that ego? The doership and the enjoyership. What is that doership and the enjoyer? I'm doing it. I'm giving you a session. See that? I'm a great guy. That gives you a sense of doership. And you all appreciate it. That gives me the enjoyership. Both coming from the inner hand. Are you getting it? So my action should be free from attachment. That is the one that I should be aware. Let what do you mean by awareness? I should focus on the action part only, not the doer and the enjoyer. So when I don't focus on the do not focus on the enjoyership, I my mind drops the projected result of that action. Did you get it? I believe so. You drop the projected result of that action. But in the material world, you must project. In the spiritual world, you drop that projection. So, what will happen? You drove your car from the home to the workplace and from work to the home. Did anything happen to the car? Did car build his ego? Look at this guy, weird guy. I drove you there and I brought you back. Thank me. So what happens? You become an instrument of the existence, and the mindfulness is already there. You are now your body, your mind, your intellect, your ego, inner honey is also an instrument of the entire existence. We are going deeper. Mindfulness 24 by 7. You become an instrument of the entire instrument, and you will witness this world is like a drama, a play, another film. Today started at 7:50 a.m., will finish at 9 a.m. and done. We continue our journey. Are you getting it? Oh, today your honey was angry and you are still calm inside. Okay. Anger. He cannot become or she cannot be angry for 24 by 7. So let us see. Drama, play. So that very action, that very action is a part of this existence. It does not belong to you. So your ego does not force you to project a result. Then what happens? That real self shines in your mind, in your body. That is the journey of mindfulness. So we understood that this the right knowledge which liberates us from the bondage. Any action, you have a right knowledge that will liberate you from the bondage and the suffering. Knowledge must bring freedom. Action will promote dispassion. What is the most beautiful thing we do? That we allow the entry of the state of mindfulness in our personal, in our professional, in our social, in our family, at all the moment. You're working in the world, yes. So you should work, you should put the target, you should uh, keep the projection. Okay. So you check that you have a skill set, you increase your skill set, you are able to raise your level of performance. But that level of performance, your creativity, your intuition will enter into your life naturally if you live in mindfulness 24 by 7. Because it is not the ego that is guiding you, it is the highest existence that is guiding your life. last point, and then we will start understand that mostly our positive ego, you can say, or inner honey, guides our desire fulfillment, recognition, influences, wealth, etc., etc. What if the real self is guiding? What if the real self is guiding our personal life, our professional life, our social life? What was going to happen? Think of this. That inner honey is limited. So should I get $100 billion? Not a promise. Don't start thinking again, projecting. The real self does not require anything. The real self is expressing itself in thought, speech, and action, will definitely provide you what is needed in your life. We'll talk about that. So let us start with our journey of the non practice. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. You see that